What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today is December the 3rd. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money's focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off with data, we just had ADP, and that one was going to be the hot one for today. Came in at negative 32,000, forecast of 15,000. That isn't great whatsoever, but the market's going to really interpret that as a good justified reason for a rate cut. So that one's going to be the hot one for today. Aside from that, mortgage applications also did go down 0.14, and then mortgage market index came in at 313. So not that great, but right now the market and the futures have kind of stalled a little bit. So I feel like torn on how it's going to interpret that. Dow is up though 0.31, S&P up 0.31, NASDAQ up 0.26. But in my opinion, I feel like this is negative, but going to be interpreted as positive data for the ADP. Aside from that, fear and greed index is slowly moving higher. So potentially today we could move back to the fear category. So in theory, people's appetite for risk is improving. Aside from that, the only thing that kind of came out was just saying Trump is kind of going to be shifting his focus to robotics. So he's going to go all in on accelerating the sector's development. And so that would be maybe something to pay attention to if you're into swing trades. So obviously a couple of key tickers for that. But aside from that, getting right to it, SoFi is up 1.42%, merely piggybacking off of the broader market. They do have a fireside chat that's coming out, I believe, at 1:35. So that is going to be hopefully something that they bring up, and maybe there's some new information that they disclose. Most likely not, but still, even if they do just talk about cryptocurrency and some recent developments, I think that should be a pretty good thing. Aside from that, shorts are returning about 26,000 shares, 10.06% of the free floats being shorted. Works out to be 119 million shares overall being shorted. Right now with at 29.88, it is right below this R1, so just watch for 29.94 to be that key pivot. In my opinion, I think that's going to be easily done. So to break past that, and then essentially you'll have 30.90 as the next strong target. I don't see that being on the table today, but you never know. Sometimes SoFi just bursts higher and no rhyme or reason. And I think actually there is a reason, because it primarily does get a lot of institutional transactions, and there was a lot of big ones that was done after hours yesterday. So good stuff. So just kind of watch for that. So 29.94 is going to be that key pivot. And then flip side, 28.37 is going to be the strong support. Similarly, I don't really see that being on the table. NIO is, for the most part, flat, but it is still, based on the technicals, not looking great whatsoever. No real news or any speculative topics. Shorts are already increasing during the pre-market, 403,000 shares. So you can kind of see that they want to cause some harm. And I think their goal is to kind of break it one last time. So I'll go over that in a second. But 11.45% of the free floats being shorted. Works out to be 158.54 million shares overall being shorted. One thing I've noticed with NIO shorts is that they like to break it on the technical kind of standpoint. So with it at 501, it is right above this S3. So 499 is going to be that strong support, and that's probably what their goal is. They want to break it below 499, because if it does break below that, then you are staring off of a virtual cliff, and then 443 is going to be the strong support. So that's what their goal is. So just for today, watch for that 499 for it to ideally close above that. But still, if it does close below for 2 consecutive days, then you can kind of anticipate mid fours to be on the table. Moving on, ticker ABTC. So this stock had a crazy swing yesterday. It's improving a little bit today. For those of you that tuned into my kind of pre-market video, I said that this one will be a hot day trade to really add, and it was at the time around $1.80, so that would have been a pretty good return on investment. So pretty much right out the gate, it had just nothing but green. And I do feel, based on the kind of momentum today among all the treasuries and all the miners, this stock will be a hot one to really watch for. So again, that's going to be something just to pay attention to. Aside from all that though, shorts right now are increasing about 65,000 shares. 7.43% of the free float is being shorted. Works to be 7.9 million shares overall being shorted. Right now with that 239, it is currently trading. I'll look at the Woody. So this is a little bit more fine tune. So good for day trades. 217, 312, and then 346. So Of course, based on the price action, it's been extremely volatile. This is why you have very wide gaps. So for today, as long as it can hold at 217, then it should continue to move on higher. Aside from that, though, you have 312 as being the next strong target, and I don't really see that realistically being hit today, but it could get very close to that. So still, this one will be a hot one to really watch for day trades. I believe ticker HTOO is the highest for volume so far during the pre-market, and the reason why they are moving up about 14% is because of this. So it looks like they did get 2 contracts totaling about 1.37 million. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but considering that the market cap is right now 6.3 million, that's actually a pretty big deal for it. So something just to be aware of. So far, shorts aren't doing anything during the pre-market. 6.27% of the free float's being shorted, and shorts looks like they've been a little bit more active since kind of end of October, so anticipate them to make up for kind of a good chunk of the volume today. Right now with that 399, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. 356 and then 408 is going to be the next strong target / resistance points and support. And so in my opinion, I don't see this 356 being touched. Rather, 408 will most likely be easily on the table, followed by 441. Moving on, ticker is PMAX, so Powell Max. It is up 29% today, and it was following the 29% green from yesterday. So this stock is on a hell of a run, and it's because of this. So it's nothing too crazy if you ask me. So it looks like they're just changing the ownership of Bliss. So that's, again, I don't really know much context about this business and why maybe that is a very big deal, but this is the reason why they are moving higher. Currently, shorts are increasing about 11,000 shares, 3.85% of the free float is being shorted. So I don't really see that being kind of a big deal for today. Right now with that 293, it is trading between this R3 and this R2, 309, and then 268 is going to be the strong support and target. So let me know your thoughts on pretty much what big money is focusing on. It does look like the market is pivoting to risk on, so that's kind of a good thing. But we've seen in the past when we get kind of negative data such as this, market tends to throw a little bit of a hissy fit before it has the epiphany that, hey, this is good for and to justify a rate cut. So market is dumb sometimes. So if there is a dip, in my opinion, I will be buying the dip. You guys do whatever the hell floats your boat. But let me know your thoughts. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades. Worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.